Have you ever walked into a building and immediately felt a shift in your mood or energy? Maybe you felt inspired in a cathedral, intimidated in a government building, or restless in a shopping mall. What if I told you that these responses aren't random, but the result of deliberate architectural programming designed to influence your consciousness? I'm Dr. Marcus Thorne, and today I'm going to reveal how the built environment functions as a massive system of psychological conditioning. The buildings around you aren't just providing shelter, they're actively shaping your thoughts, emotions, and behavior in ways you've never imagined. Let's start with the most obvious example: government buildings. Walk into any federal courthouse, city hall, or state capitol, and you'll notice certain consistent features: high ceilings that make you feel small, imposing columns that suggest permanence and authority, cube-based architecture that promotes structured, limited thinking. This isn't accidental. These buildings are designed to create specific psychological states: respect for authority, acceptance of hierarchy, and willingness to submit to institutional control. The architecture itself is programming your consciousness to respond in predictable ways. Corporate headquarters follow similar principles, but with different objectives. Bank buildings use cube-based designs to suggest stability and permanence. Technology companies use open floor plans to promote collaborative productivity. Retail spaces use flowing layouts to encourage impulse purchasing. Each architectural style creates a specific mental environment. Cube-shaped buildings promote logical, structured thinking, but can limit creativity and intuition. Circular or flowing spaces encourage emotional expression, but can reduce focus and discipline. The key is understanding how these environments affect your consciousness. The most sophisticated example of architectural programming is modern urban planning. City grids are pure cube geometry extended into space. You live within rectangular apartment blocks, work in cube-shaped office buildings, and travel along grid-based street systems. Your entire environment is structured according to principles of geometric limitation. This has profound psychological effects. When you're surrounded by cube-based architecture, your mind automatically begins thinking within boundaries. You accept limitation as natural and necessary. You become comfortable with structured, hierarchical thinking patterns. But here's where it gets really interesting. The same architectural principles that ancient temple builders used to elevate consciousness are now being deployed to control it. Ancient sacred architecture was designed to inspire transcendence, connection with cosmic forces, and expansion of awareness. Modern architecture often produces the opposite effect, but you can learn to work with these influences consciously. I've researched these patterns extensively and documented practical methods for maintaining mental clarity in programmed environments. In my book, The Saturn Conspiracy: How Ancient Cube Worship Controls Modern Reality, I reveal how to recognize and transcend architectural programming. You can grab your copy for just $2.99 using the link in the description below. Here's a simple exercise. For 1 week, pay attention to how different buildings affect your mood and energy. Notice the difference between how you feel in cube-shaped versus circular spaces. Observe how ceiling height affects your sense of personal power. Track how different architectural styles influence your thinking patterns. The goal isn't to become paranoid about buildings, but to develop conscious awareness of environmental influence. When you understand how spaces affect consciousness, you can make informed choices about where to spend your time and how to maintain mental clarity in different environments. Ancient architects understood that buildings are consciousness-shaping tools. They designed sacred spaces to elevate human awareness and connect people with cosmic forces. Modern architecture often produces the opposite effect, but you can learn to work with these influences consciously. Tomorrow, I'll show you how the same programming principles appear in digital environments and how screen-based interfaces are designed to influence behavior. But first, check out the Saturn Conspiracy and start recognizing how your environment shapes your consciousness. The ancient wisdom is still available to those who seek it. The question is, will you remain unconscious of these architectural influences, or will you learn to navigate them with awareness?